evening. Some encouraging patterns in COVID-19 cases, along with a restless craving for normalcy, are fueling discussions on how and when to restart parts of the American economy. Governors in 7 eastern states and 3 western states tonight working together to map out a cautious way forward as President Trump asserts it's his call to make. That debate underway as the death toll from the virus in the U.S. tops 23,000. Now in the middle of it all, tragedy doubling down on parts of the South in the form of deadly tornadoes. Our team has it all covered. We begin with Gabe Gutierrez.
Tonight, as powerful winds and heavy rain pound the nation's epicenter of the pandemic, a break in the ongoing storm. While the death toll has topped 10,000 in New York State, ICU admissions and intubations are dropping. The number of newly hospitalized patients is the lowest it's been in 2 weeks.
The worst can be over, and it is over, unless we do something reckless.
Governor Andrew Cuomo is clashing publicly with Bill de Blasio over whether the New York City mayor has the authority to close schools through the remainder of the academic year.
It is not shocking that sometimes there's just differences of perspective.
Today, strong winds threatened this field hospital in Central Park and forced the closure of several testing facilities across the region. Ariana Dumas is an ICU nurse at North Shore University Hospital who brings iPads to her sickest patients to help them connect with their loved ones.
I was holding the iPad and I was holding her hand and I'm hysterical crying and I'm in all my gear. So like my glasses are all foggy and I was just like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna handle doing this for multiple people?
One of her patients died on Sunday.
Just holding his hand, playing the video, and crying. That's like kind of the perfect scene of what it looks like when we're in there.
Among the lives lost, William Sullivan, a beloved police detective in Yonkers. Anthony Causi was known as one of the best sports photographers in New York City. For decades, Rakon Kim had been a mailman in the Bronx.
We were just hoping for the best, but in the end, they said that he isn't going to make it past today.
At this rate, COVID-19 is killing as many New Yorkers in 3 days as the seasonal flu typically does in an entire year. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, New York.
I'm Miguel Almaguer. Tonight, the director for the CDC says the coronavirus epidemic in our nation could peak in days. Top doctors believe the deadly outbreak has stabilized, but warn of new hotspots and dangerous clusters. In South Dakota, at Smithfield Foods, one of the largest pork plants in the U.S., hundreds of employees have the virus.
We're testing people there more at a higher rate.
After the deaths of dozens of grocery store workers who caught the virus, doctors maintain social distancing is saving lives.
To keep a safe distance of 6 feet.
In Georgia, drones are reminding residents to keep their distance. While in Philadelphia, a man was removed from a bus after arguing with the driver when he refused to wear a face covering. In Detroit, at Henry Ford Health System, roughly 1,000 employees have the virus. Near Los Angeles, the family of 20-year-old Valeria Viveros, who worked at a nursing home, says she lost her life a week after getting sick.
What can I say? It's shocking, you know? It's shocking.
With a sailor who served aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt among those who have also now died after contracting the virus, 9 states have more than 20,000 confirmed cases. But in hard-hit Illinois, positive signs of a slowing spread. Across the border in Missouri, this St. Louis family of 5 welcomed home after they were all infected.
Thank you, thank you, thank you!
Jane Winehouse and her husband Michael are now out of the ICU.
It was extremely scary, especially for Jane on a ventilator because I wasn't. So it was extremely scary.
With our nation still in crisis, there are promising signs of better days ahead. This 93-year-old grandmother in Pittsburgh going viral with her playful request for beer. In Long Island, when Korean War veteran Herb Berger couldn't join family and friends to celebrate his 90th birthday, local police brought a parade to his front door.
I'll shake your hands, I'll salute you though.
And there's more positive news here in LA County, where the number of new cases is the lowest it's been in a month. But that stay-at-home order has been extended in this area through May 15th. Lester?
Yeah, this isn't close to being over. Miguel, thanks very much. As discussions intensify over how to ramp up the economy, many governors and the president's own health experts warn it can't happen all at once. Peter Alexander is at the White House.
President Trump tonight eagerly eyeing what he's called a big bang to restart the economy as early as May 1st, expressing optimism.
We're getting rid of the plague. It's a plague on our country like nobody's ever seen.
Dr. Anthony Fauci envisioning, in his words, a rolling re-entry, possibly next month.
It is not going to be a light switch that we say, okay, it is now June, July, or whatever, click, the light switch goes back on.
The CDC director cautions against moving too quickly.
It's going to be a step-by-step, gradual process. It's got to be data-driven.
Among the keys to safely getting back to business, according to public health experts, a major increase in tests to see who has the virus, wide use of an antibody test to determine who's already had it and may now have immunity, and contact tracing to isolate people who've interacted with someone who's infected. Vice President Mike Pence today asking governors for help ramping up testing, with concerns testing machines still are not running anywhere near full capacity.
Increasing in testing is continuing on a daily basis, and it is going to need to be in place in order for us to effectively reopen.
And after weeks saying it was up to governors to impose stay-at-home orders, President Trump is now insisting he has the sole power to decide how and when states reopen, tweeting, "It is the decision of the president, and for many good reasons." But most legal experts disagree, arguing the president does not have the authority to direct states to lift their emergency orders. Tonight, the governors of 7 northeastern states that represent more than half the nation's coronavirus cases are banding together to outline the steps they will take to ease restrictions. 3 western states doing the same.
This has to be informed by experts and by data. You take one step forward, you see how it works, and then you measure the next step.
Also making headlines tonight, President Trump's retweet of a post with the hashtag #FireFauci, after Dr. Fauci acknowledged more lives could have been saved if the country had been shut down earlier.
But there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
And late tonight, when the president called Dr. Fauci to the podium, Fauci said that was the wrong choice of words and said the president has taken his advice. President Trump later said he is not firing Dr. Fauci.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.